Alex was 24, a quiet young man who lived in a sleepy little town where nothing much ever happened. The streets were narrow, lined with small shops that closed before sunset. People knew each other's names and gossip traveled faster than the wind. Alex worked at a small bookstore his father once owned. The pay was modest, but Alex didn't complain. He liked books. They gave him an escape from the dull routine of life, yet deep down, he felt stuck in a rut. Every morning, he woke up, brushed his teeth, ate breakfast, and walked to the bookstore. Customers came and went, mostly buying the same school books or old novels. At night, Alex went home, had dinner, and then stayed up writing short stories that no one ever read. One evening, while walking home, Alex ran into his childhood friend, Maria. She had just returned from the city, and she looked full of energy. "Alex," she said, "you need to shake things up. You've been living the same life for years. Don't you ever want to chase your dreams?" Alex laughed nervously. "Dreams are nice, but they don't pay the bills. Besides, I'd rather play it safe than risk everything." Maria crossed her arms. "You can't just sit on the fence forever. Sooner or later you'll have to make a choice, stay here forever or take a chance." Alex shrugged, pretending not to care, but her words kept echoing in his mind. A poster on the wall. The next day, while walking to the bookstore, Alex noticed a large poster pasted on the wall near the station. It read, "Big City Storytelling Competition. Winner gets a book deal and national recognition." Alex stopped in his tracks, his heart beat faster. Writing had always been his secret passion. He had notebooks filled with stories, poems, and half-finished novels, but he never believed anyone would care. Still, the poster seemed to call out to him, "This is your chance." That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He kept tossing and turning, hearing Maria's voice, "You need to shake things up." Finally, he sat up in bed and whispered to himself, "Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If I don't try now, I'll regret it forever." Buying a ticket. The next morning, Alex made a bold decision. He closed the bookstore early and went straight to the station. His hands trembled as he bought a train ticket to the city. The clerk looked at him and asked, "First time to the city?" Alex nodded, "Yes." The clerk smiled, "Well, good luck. Remember, fortune favors the brave." Alex felt a strange mixture of fear and excitement. He knew he was stepping into the unknown, but something inside him told him it was the right choice. On the train. When the day finally came, Alex boarded the train with a small suitcase and his notebook. The train roared to life and began its journey. Sitting across from him was an elderly man with kind eyes. He struck up a conversation. "Heading to the big city, young man?"
"Storytelling competition I want to enter." The man nodded. "Ah, chasing your dreams. Good. But remember, the road to success is never a bed of roses. There will be obstacles." Alex smiled politely. "I suppose so." The man leaned closer. "But keep this in mind. Idioms and phrases in Chapter 1. 1. Stuck in a rut. Meaning, living the same boring routine without progress. Example, after 5 years at the same job, I felt stuck in a rut. 2. Shake things up. Meaning, make big changes to bring excitement or improvement. Example, the company hired a new manager to shake things up. 3. Play it safe. Meaning, avoid risks, choose the safer option. Example, instead of investing in stocks, she played it safe and kept her money in the bank. 4. Sit on the fence. Meaning, avoid making a decision between two choices. Example, stop sitting on the fence. Are you joining us or not? 5. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Meaning, you can't achieve anything if you don't take risks. Example, He applied for the scholarship even though he wasn't sure. Nothing ventured. Alex stepped off the train and into a world that felt like another planet. The city was alive with noise. Cars honked, people rushed past with determined faces, and neon signs flickered above shops. Compared to his sleepy little town, this place seemed to never sleep a wink. He dragged his suitcase down the busy street, unsure of where to go. His heart pounded, but he reminded himself, I can't afford to lose my nerve now. After asking a few strangers for directions, he found the small guest house where he had booked a room. It was nothing fancy, but at least it had a clean bed and a desk where he could write. That evening, Alex sat by the window, staring at the city lights. The temptation to pack his bag and go back home was strong, but he whispered to himself, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'll have to learn to live like the people here if I want to survive. Meeting new people. The next morning, Alex walked to the competition's registration office. The place was buzzing with young writers, all carrying notebooks or laptops. They looked confident, chatting in groups, while Alex felt like a fish out of water. Suddenly, a cheerful guy with curly hair approached him. Hey, first time here? Yes, Alex admitted shyly. Don't worry, the guy said. We're all in the same boat. By the way, I'm David. Alex smiled. I'm Alex. David grinned. Well, Alex, stick with me and you won't feel lost. I know the ropes here. A lesson in courage. Later that day, the organizers held a short orientation. A well-dressed woman stepped up and said, Welcome, everyone. Idioms and phrases in Chapter 2. 1. Never sleep a wink, meaning be awake all night, not getting any sleep. Example, I was so nervous before the exam that I didn't sleep a wink. 2. Lose one's nerve, meaning become too scared to continue something. Example, he wanted to propose, but at the last moment, he lost his nerve. 3. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, meaning adapt to the customs of the place you're in. Example, in Japan, we bowed when greeting people. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. 4. A fish out of water, meaning someone uncomfortable in a new or unfamiliar situation. Example, I felt like a fish out of water at the fancy dinner party. 5. In the same boat, meaning in the same situation as others. Example, we're all in the same boat. We've lost our jobs. 6. Know the ropes, meaning understand how something works, usually after practice. The next round was more intense. Contestants had to present their stories aloud to an audience. Alex had never spoken in public before. When his turn came, his knees shook. He walked to the stage, his notebook trembling in his hands. As he looked at the crowd, he thought he might faint. But then he remembered the old man on the train. The road to success is never a bed of roses. He took a deep breath. All right, Alex, time to bite the idioms and phrases in Chapter 4. 1. A bed of roses. Life that is easy and without problems. Example, marriage isn't always a bed of roses. 2. Bite the bullet. Face a painful or difficult situation with courage. Example, I had to bite the bullet and tell my boss the truth. 3 day was smooth sailing. In the following round, Alex's story was criticized harshly. This is cliché, one judge said. You're repeating yourself. Alex's face burned. He walked out of the hall feeling crushed. David tried to cheer him up. Don't let it get to you. idioms and phrases in Chapter 5. 1. Smooth sailing. Easy progress without problems. Example: the project was smooth sailing after we got funding. 2. Cliché. An overused, unoriginal idea or phrase. Example: time will tell is a cliché. 3. You can't win them all. You can't always succeed. Sometimes you fail. Example: he lost the game, but you can't